Hey guys, this is your boy Chuck from the MarketNerd. Today we're going to talk about investment opportunities in times of uncertainty. Now, one of the first things that we gotta look at is the dollar index. Today the dollar index created some interesting and explosive retracement, and you can see it here on this graph. Right now we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, and you can see here how it explosively moved after the release of the CPI reports, and it just traded in higher and higher. It filled up some imbalances that we were expecting before. And I just wanted to point out that we had already anticipated the results of the CPI reports, and we posted it on our website 1 hour before the events actually happened. This is based on technical analysis as well as fundamental analysis. And it seems like it might get a little bit higher before it starts retracing and rebalancing this area that was left open here. Now, why is this good? Well, it is convenient because these searches within the dollar index actually create investment opportunities in other assets. And one of those assets that you can actually invest in are cryptocurrencies. Now, there are certain aspects that you have to consider, but let's take a look at Bitcoin and what it is doing right now so you can have an idea of why it is important to take advantage of these opportunities. Now, we're taking a look at Bitcoin and what it is doing at the moment. You can see here how the retracement that we saw within the dollar index created something similar in the opposite direction for Bitcoin. Now you can see that it is filling up these imbalances that were left before. Now, what do we see within the daily time frame? And this is where things get more interesting. You can see here that there are several equal or relatively equal lows that have been formed and that have to be taken out. Now, of course, the trend is going to continue. It is probably going to trade lower than these levels that you see here, and that's where great opportunities are presented to you. I mean, if Bitcoin reaches these levels, it's easy for you to allocate some money and start seeing some retracement in the opposite direction when the dollar index starts falling again. Now, the expectations that we have within the dollar index, you can see the surge that we had today. This is what it has done just today. We are within the daily time frame. Now, what is going to happen? Well, first of all, we expect it to reach a certain level and then it starts retracing down and reaching into lower areas. You can see how these equal lows have to be taken out, and they will be taken out. It's going to take a couple of days. So as that happens, you're going to see an appreciation within cryptocurrencies. But like I said before, there are certain factors that you have to take into consideration. If you're going to invest in new projects, you have to search what they're doing, what they have been doing, and who's part of that team. You have to see their trajectory, and you have to find out as much as you can about that project and the projections that it has. And why is this important? Well, you have to keep in mind that 90% of cryptocurrencies that are created actually go below zero, and they start losing whatever profitability you may have seen for a period of time. So you have to take that into account. You also have to analyze what the market is doing, because remember, whenever there's a surge in the dollar, there might be a fall down for cryptocurrencies. So if you're investing in a new project, it's important to keep in mind what is going to happen within the rest of the market. Now, going back to Bitcoin and focusing on what I said before, we of course see that there is the opportunity for Bitcoin to actually trade lower. And if we get into those levels, it is important to consider that there are also a lot of imbalances left to the upside. Now, this will have to be filled up eventually, and it will have to be covered when the dollar starts trading lower and when conditions within the market normalize. Right now, what we said before is that these are times of uncertainty. So of course, there is a lot of fluctuation that we haven't seen before, and that there is a lot of speculation. And we have to keep in mind that also cryptocurrencies are very susceptible to speculation. So for now, what we would suggest is that you take advantage of the low prices that you'll be able to find within the crypto market and start investing. All right, guys, this was it. We'll leave it here for now, and I'll talk to you soon. Till next time.